It's Marita with another episode of Book Bites. And today I am going to look at this book with you, The Women Who Caught the Babies by Eloise Greenfield. This was a book that was on display at the library. I typically really only use the library to reserve my book and then go get it. And when I was walking out, it caught my eye and I thought, gosh, let me look at this. It's the story of African American midwives. It's for children, but it's just so beautifully done. The Women Who Caught Babies highlights important aspects of the training and work of African American midwives and the ways in which they have helped and continue to help so many families by catching their babies at birth. The artwork is incredible. Just there's like little poems, but the artwork is just so look at that. I don't know, look at that, contemplative, captivating is a good word. I just, to read this to a child, you give them a story other than babies come via storks. Do they even say that anymore? I don't know. Maybe I'm just aging myself, but to bring some authenticity into what really happens, Look at that art. I'm not going to read the book to you, but it's a beautiful thing of prose, history, going back generations, the early 1900s. Look at this one. Like even just that, you could talk to a young child, like this is how the baby is inside, I mean, it's just a beautiful, this, and even like the birds here, the art is just fabulous. The one thing I did want, then it actually goes to 2000, so it's really relevant. So it went from whatever I just said before to the early 2000s. Her cell phone rings, right? In the beginning, we didn't do that. We had to, however, where they did that via horseback or whatever. This is what I wanted to read. The women, they caught the babies and catch them still, welcome them into the world for loving. And then the next section is Miss Rowena Mayo. If you had asked anybody in or near the little town of Parmel, North Carolina, who catches the babies around here, they'd have said right away, Miss Rowena Mayo, she lives over yonder. And they'd have pointed across the fields in the direction of her home. And on the evening of May 17th, 1929, Miss Rowena Mayo caught me. Eloise. My great aunt Mary was there, and both of my grandparents. When my father came home later that day, he was glad to see me and happy that Miss Rowena Mayo had been there to take care of Mama and me. And that's the author. This is what makes this so cool. This is a beautiful piece, a beautiful book to read with a child. And that is a photograph of little Wilbur, Eloise, the little baby in 1929. It's just a delightful book that is delightful. It's got nice art. It's got historical kind of information, and in its own little way, it talks a little bit about sex, and it's not the stork is going to bring the baby. It's real. So I hope that you enjoy this Book Bites for today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.